Hello, friends. Welcome back, and thank you for joining us here today for episode 12 of A Detoured Path, where we firmly believe that sometimes the only thing we all really need in life is just a little reroute. My name is Chelsea Marie Mauger, and I'll be your host here today and every day on A Detoured Path. So to all our new and returning listeners out there, if you're finding yourself in need of a little reroute, or already meandering down that unforeseen pathway in life, whether by choice, force, or somewhere in between, or just interested in possibly thinking about things a little bit differently, this could be the show for you. We will be sharing personal accounts, stories, and a variety of perspectives in order to help us all gain a greater sense of community and connectivity in this little thing we call life. Just a little disclaimer before we begin. Though we do try to keep a mostly G and or PG rating here at A Detoured Path, we are discussing life, and life is not always G and or PG rated. That's just something to keep in mind in case you are listening with any little itty-bitty tater-tots present. Chelsea, tell me a story. Self-sabotage, we camouflage, and hide it like a fake collage. Waiting then, pretending when, adverse to send, a welcome mend. Why do we self-sabotage? Is it because we don't believe we deserve anything better? Is it because we don't believe we deserve something or someone better? Are we afraid of what could happen if we really went for what we wanted? Do we feel ill-prepared? Do we think people will judge us? Do we think they will treat us differently? Do we really even care if they do treat us differently? If they do judge us, are they really even people we want to keep in our inner circle anyway? If we want to keep them in our lives, should we then let go of their opinion or opinions of us because the only person that can truly live our lives is us? She brews and she stews. Underneath it, we choose. But we lose when we refuse to make the choice that is new. We do and we do, but yet we don't really do, because we chew on the things that are nonsensically used. How frequently do we chew on the opinions, thoughts, judgments, facial expressions, eye twitches, glances, subtext, double meanings, double entendres, and everything else in between that we receive from other people, everywhere, always. And then we go round and round on our own little merry-go-round, spinning on what it could mean, what it should mean, or what it will mean. The fact that they are judgments of someone else means that they are literally their judgments, and they don't even belong to us in the first place. Their opinions are their opinions and not ours. Their opinions are their judgments and not ours. Their problem with us is their problem with us, not ours. I repeat, it is their problem, not ours. By dwelling on what we feel we are getting from someone else, we become vulnerable to getting swept up in a storm of their past experiences, their past traumas, their past triggers, and their past emotional, mental, and physical pain. It is their baggage, not ours. Their opinion of something we said or did not say or did do or did not do could literally have nothing to do with us or anything about us. It just so happened that we were the physical body that made the choice, or the physical body that committed the act, or the physical body that relayed the speech that triggered a response from them that was based solely in their memory or resembled something or someone else from their story or timeline. When we get stuck on their ride, we literally get just that. Stuck. We get stuck in their world. We get stuck in their experiences. We get stuck in their lessons. And we get stuck in their life karma and their life dharma from this life and from all those of their possible past. We get stuck in everything or things their soul has come here to planet Earth in this lifetime to work on and work through. We get stuck living someone else's life, and we get caught up in the current of their life. When we get caught up in the current of their life, we are likely to get washed away. How then do we not get washed away? What can we do? If we assume that we have to go with them, that leads us down a road of accepting external circumstances presented to us as fact, rather than using them as a learning tool to grow from. If we allow the wave of their intensity to pass right on by us like a moving picture, we will not get lost in their story. It's like seeing a puddle on the ground and choosing to step to the side of it and go around rather than stepping in it. You can jump in it if you want to, but the point is you don't have to if you don't want to. She took things in. She looked to the side, scanning the scenery, the choice in her mind, running the logic to be along for the ride. She gave it a beat. She'd be the one to decide. Imagining an instance where she could be queen. Outside occurrences were subjects, serene. Things not what they seem, nothing is there. A detachment from all made her not even care. What do you mean made her not even care? I don't have to care? What do you mean I don't have to care? Don't I have to? Don't we all have to? No. No, I don't think we do. We don't have to care if someone else doesn't like us. We don't have to care if someone else doesn't want to talk to us. We don't have to care if someone else gives us the cold shoulder or the brush off, or even if they walk away. It is their problem, not ours. And other people's problems do not have to be ours if we do not allow their presence to be. One of my absolute favorite peace of mind philosophy sayings is, your opinion of me is absolutely none of my business. Because guess what? It isn't. The brilliancy here is once we let that in, accept it, and internalize it, we are now free to come and go through life as we please. We are resilient. We are mobile. We are fluid. We are flexible. It's like having a superpower. She lets things in, then lets them go. Detached from all, she is free to flow. No hidden game, things not the same. Her response, not like a flame. If I don't react in anger, then I am in control. If I don't react out of anger, then I am also in control. If I don't react from a place of fire and fury, then I really am in control. If I am in control of how I respond to you, then I must be in control of how I respond to myself too. Therefore, to be in control of my self-sabotage must be mixed up somewhere in that equation as well. What if we thought about it figuratively? What if we said self-sabotage wasn't even really a part of us at all? What if we imagined that self-sabotage was actually an entirely different person and gave it an entirely different name and physical identity? What if, for example, I decided that from here on out, my self-sabotage would henceforth be known and recognizable to the world as its alter ego, drunk college student Brittany, whose rationale and logic was unreliable because she was drunk all the time? Would that make things any easier? Would that make things any easier because I was in full acknowledgement that she never truly had my best interest in mind? Would that make life any easier? Would that make life any easier because I expected absolutely nothing, nada, from her? In real life, would you, as a sober person, ever go to an intoxicated person, friend or not, and ask them for any real advice on any serious or potentially life-altering topics? No. No, you probably wouldn't. So why then would you expect drunk Brittany to do any less than offer self-sabotage to you? Self-sabotage is Brittany. It is Brittany's job. Her job is to get lost in the moment. Her job is to do things she thinks she wouldn't have the courage to do when she is sober. Her job is to act flighty and stupid. Maybe she is giving herself permission to because she is drunk to act flighty and stupid. Maybe she doesn't want to make rational decisions. Maybe she wants immediate gratification. Maybe she doesn't want to play the long game of instilling healthy habits. Maybe she wants what's right here, right now. Maybe she doesn't care if you are hurting. Maybe she doesn't care if she will be the one doing the hurting. Maybe all she cares about is what's going on in this moment and whether or not you are going to be her margarita friend, or if she is going to have to ditch you at the bar in order to find someone more fun to hang out with. Nice friend. Yeah. Okay, drunk Brittany. We may have to share a metaphorical dorm room, but that doesn't mean we have to be friends. Nor does it mean I have to listen to anything you ever have to say. We may be coexisting, but that is all we'll ever be. Similarly, our propensity to self-sabotage may always exist in the shadow part of ourself, but that doesn't mean we have to listen to it ever, or at all. Oh, shadow self, you little elf, you redirect me for yourself. You make it seem like I am mean, but in between, our lines have weaned. You hold me back. That's what it's been. But holding back is not a friend. You give me mirrors. I'll reflect things back. Your push and pull won't make me crack. I see your resistance as a chance to grow. The more we grow, the more we'll know. Thank you so much for your time and attention thus far. We are just going to take a brief moment to recognize today's sponsor, Anchor, for providing a free platform for people like myself to get their podcast off the ground. With little to no previous technical know-how, Anchor makes the whole process pretty straightforward. Go to anchor.fm, that's ANCHOR.FM, or download the free Anchor app today to get started. With just a click of a button, you too can be heard on multiple platforms. Yes, the more we grow, the more we'll know. Self-sabotage. I'll camouflage. I'll hide you with my entourage. Their names are clear. They'll protect with force. They'll stop drunk Brit before she's gone off course. There's hope and faith, and grit's there too. Grace and guidance will also do. There's an expression out there that likes to linger in the universe that says, the mind can play tricks on us. If we conclude that that is potentially true, why then can't we also play tricks on the mind? If the mind has the ability to talk us out of one thing, why can't we also use it on our command to talk us into something else? Hello, mind. I see you there. You like to think I do not care. You shut me down. You close me out. You kick and scream. You yell and shout. I'd like to take a minute, please. It's time you learn. You will appease. You do not run the show henceforth. My foot is down. This time I'm north. You see, it's been about till now. I let you be the stern and bow. Your time is up. I've had enough. I won't put up with all this stuff. Amazing how my power soars when I reclaim back both my oars. I'm in it now. I've learned to steer. You're startled like a frozen deer. I'm back in charge. I've made it clear. I will not react in fear. Shutting down that little voice. I am here. It is my choice. And on that note, I believe that's all we have time here for today. Thank you so much for joining us from wherever or whenever you are doing so today. Feel free to comment, message, support, donate, and subscribe by going to our host platform, Anchor. We are located at anchor.fm/a-detoured, DETOURED-path, PATH. We are available and searchable internationally on 21 platforms, but going directly to our host platform, Anchor, is the best way to stay in the know and get connected. Leave a review and a rating if you liked what you heard, and hit subscribe to get all the latest podcasts, updates, and information. By choosing to support and donate, your generous contributions will help to continue the workflow, volume, and frequency of A Detoured Path so that we can continue to flood your airways on a more regular basis. And if you feel like someone you know could really benefit from listening to the message and tidbits from today's episodes, feel free to share it and pass it along. Self-sabotage is a sneaky little bugger and has the ability to affect us all. Sometimes all we need is just a little helpful reminder that we are actually the ones in charge and hold the reins to ourselves so they don't run a gamut. In the meantime, if you're looking for more thoughts, stories, and insights while you're waiting for the next episode of A Detoured Path to come out, you can find the book Short Girl Diaries, Unedited and Grammatically Incorrect by Chelsea Marie Mauger. Last name is spelled capital M-A-U-G as in great, E-R as in red, which is available on Amazon in both print and Kindle formats, as well as through the Kindle Unlimited program where you can read pages for free. We have also recently become a contributor for Medium.com, and articles and spoken word can be found at chelsea-marie-mauger.medium.com. Come find us on Instagram by following at Chelsea Marie Mauger, all one word, CHELSEA-MARIE-MAUGER. Stop by and say hi. Say the podcast sent you. So, until next time, my name is Chelsea Marie Mauger, and you've been listening to A Detoured Path, where we firmly believe that sometimes the only thing we all really need in life is just a little reroute.